Hello everyone, with me today is the Corojo number 5, and you are watching Oakland Tobacconist. If you're interested in this Gran Habano cigar or any other from their portfolio, we carry them. Go ahead and visit us at oaklandtobacconist.com. This is a very special review. We have carried the cigar several times. We now have it back in stock, and I figured it was time to review it. And the reason I say it is special is because it uses a Corojo wrapper, but this is from Honduras. There are many different interpretations of Corojo tobacco and what they can do, different seeds and regions of where they can be grown. And it has been some time since I've actually smoked this cigar, so I'm curious to see first impressions after a while, seeing what the Gran Habano has to offer in the Corojo 5 blend. The wrapper here is rather, actually, surprisingly, has a good amount of oil, a minimal amount of veins, and then this label right here really just pops. You have the red band, more of a traditional type design. George Rico is the blender of Gran Habano cigars. He is in Honduras, and he carries on the tradition of the Gran Habano blends, as well as bringing in some of the boutique side, like Black Dahlia, Blue and Green, so on and so forth. This is one of the most popular and classic sticks, so it is best to now give this a try in the Gran Robusto size. We're going to give it a cut, give it a light, and see where it puts us. Always like to do a dry draw. Draw is wide open. A little bit of like cinnamon spice maybe, but also a fruity note, almost like a crabapple sourness. Very interesting. I don't know if I've ever gotten that from a cigar before. Let's go ahead and toast up the foot. Okay, so the draw is perfect, like ideal perfect. Just the amount of resistance that I like, but also not too much. And it's not completely wide open. Flavor right off the bat. The retro is really easy. Hardly any hint of any pepper. Very smooth. I'm going to say right now, I'm guessing this is in the more medium range, but we're going to see how that lands us. I'm going to go ahead and take a second puff and get second impressions. Smoke output is perfect. I'm getting this really like pleasant, like sweet, some of that like sour apple that I might have construed as like a crab apple. I'm getting more of like a sweeter apple, but also with this really nice note of cedar, like cedar wood. Maybe a little bit of earth in there, a little bit of zest, not necessarily pepper, maybe like a hint of cinnamon, but very, very easy, smooth on the palate. I know a lot of people use that term broadly. They say this is a smooth cigar. Whether that's good, whether that's bad, that's your judge. However, I can see this in the morning or at night. It's in that medium range, but not aggressive at all. Just really pleasant. A lot of flavor, but not too aggressive. We're going to continue to puff on this and see. That is just the beginning impression. We'll see where it lands us. Okay, so here we are on the second third of this Gran Habano Corojo 5 Gran Robusto. The sweetness is definitely there. Still not much pepper, like very small hints of it. We have that cedar, we have that earth, but then on the back end, there's still some of that fruity note, but it's kind of almost like subsiding and getting more to a vanilla, which is really surprising to me and really somewhat new, especially with this cigar. I'm having some of that like that calm, like vanilla creaminess, but that's mostly on the finish. More up front is that cedar and that kind of that wood, as well as that like, I don't know, green apple maybe, some kind of fruity note to it. But there is that vanilla inside it as well. Smoke output and burn rate seems to be perfect. I mean, almost a razor sharp. I had to set it down a few times, so unfortunately I lost the ash. It seems like maybe this ash might fall off as well. But construction is on point. I love the draw. I love the smoke output. And the flavors, they're definitely changing. More of that like vanilla-y. I don't want to say caramel, but maybe a butterscotch type. But really, really different. Not exactly what I would have expected from the stick, being that it's more of that like kind of, you know, sweetness. I expected that cedarness, but pleasantly surprised. Really interesting. So we are going to see how this transitions. We'll go to the final third, and it will see where this Corojo 5 finally lands us. All right, here at the final third, it's ramping up a little bit in strength. Continues to be great smoke output. Lost the ash again, had to set it down. Burn is perfect. Getting more of that cedar, more of that wood, and almost like a piney element to it. That vanilla is still on the back end, but it seems like a lot of those flavors are just ramping up, as well as the strength is starting to kick in a little bit too. So where I'm landing on this is I would say it's probably in the medium plus. I would say it takes a great transition of prominent notes of cedar and of earth, a little bit of like maybe baking spice is more of it, like a little bit of baking spice, but then there's transitions in between that has this like appley, fruity sweetness. It has like a vanilla note halfway through and getting more of those earthy notes as we smoke down towards the end. But overall, smoke output and the burn line right here and draw construction, 100% on point. Really good. So if you haven't had a chance to try this Corojo 5 from Gran Habano, I definitely advise you to check it out, as well as all of other Gran Habano cigars. You can find them on oaklandtobacconist.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I am Eric. You're here with us at Oakland Tobacconist.